Alrighty, welcome everyone to the free live channel reviews. Thank you all for your patience. I was having some technical difficulties setting everything up, but I think everything's working now. Let me just double check. StreamYard was being a little bit odd. It wasn't letting me enter the studio, but okay, I see people are now viewing in. Perfect. There we go. Okay, perfect. We are here live. Thank you for your patience. I'm super excited to be reviewing your channel today. If you already signed up, I sent you an email to let you know if you were approved. So if you got an email from me, then I will be reviewing your channel today. If you are somebody who is watching live and you haven't signed up, then there's a form down below that you must fill out, giving me your channel link and also your website link, and then I will take your channel into consideration. I don't review everyone's channel. There are certain criteria. You need to be focused on education. You need to be business oriented, and I don't review channels that are mainly entertainment focused or that focus on childlike niches. So, okay, let's get started right away. I always start with a little presentation just so that all of you understand the teachings that I'm about to carry you through. So let's click share, present. There we go. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the reviews. If you are new to me, just so you know, hi Emily, or no, Ashley. Hi Ashley, nice to see you. Okay, so if you are new, I am a TEDx intern. That's where I got a lot of my YouTube and marketing knowledge. I went to Tony Robbins Business Mastery, where I learned a bunch about business, and I put the two together, started this business, and using Kajabi and YouTube, I built a six-figure business from the ground up using purely organic traffic. And that's by having the right systems, the right content that leads to sales. It doesn't matter how many views you have. What matters is how well can you serve people just beyond a video, because even YouTubers who have millions of subscribers, all these views, they're not earning a lot from the ad platforms, and they haven't cracked the code of how do I turn my channel into a business. And so that's why many people, even big YouTubers, want to work with me, because they see that having a business is super valuable and it's a huge asset. So how this will work, again, you had to have filled out the form. Still pay attention and take notes if I'm not reviewing your channel, because you can gain a lot of insights just by listening to the critiques that I give others. Many have asked me in the past how to leave a tip. I did put a link down below. This is not expected, but it is appreciated. At the end, I'm going to tell you more about my YouTube Business Accelerator. This is a high-level mentorship program, and it's designed to help you maximize sales of your courses, coaching, memberships, really any digital products that you're offering is what I specialize in. And it's going to help you by optimizing your web pages and your YouTube content. So feel free to apply down below, and I'll share more about that at the very end. But to start this, let's begin with an analogy. So I want you to think of your YouTube channel like a house. So let's say you built this house and you're inviting people over. When they first visit, they're going to gain an instant first impression, and then they're going to decide if they want to stick around, to keep revisiting, invite others, and eventually to buy what you're selling. I don't really like that phrase, buy what you're selling, to really say yes to your support, because you're inviting them to, say yes to what you're offering, to their help. So I like to think of it that way. And they will take that next step if your messaging and your branding is clear and appealing. They understand what problem you solve and for who. They receive value from your content. They get to know, like, and trust you as the expert. That one's important. So we want to really stand confidently in our authority. This doesn't mean that you have to have a certain degree or certifications. I don't have a business degree, for example, yet. That's something that I teach. Being an expert really comes down to, as well, to your confidence levels, how you appear on camera. So I watched many of your videos before this session, and I'm really excited to critique just how you're coming off energy-wise in your videos, because that matters more than perfect thumbnails and perfect SEO. What really gets people to say yes is your energy, if you're being authentic. So I'm really excited to critique that today. And overall, today I will help you to establish a sturdy foundation and ensure that your audience understands your channels and your business's purpose. So here are components of your house that I will critique. I will critique your overall niche. So I like to see the niche as the foundation of the house. And also you have content pillars. This is like the breakdown of your niche, like the subtopics that you focus on. I will also critique your banner, which is often the first impression. Your profile photo, that's like a representation of you. Thumbnails, I think of them like paintings on a wall. I really got fun with this metaphor here, as you can see. Thumbnails, oftentimes the thumbnails can be people's first impression, because if they find you on browse, then that's their first impression of you. But if they click on your channel, they're going to see everything like this overall. They'll see the trailer, they'll see the playlists that you have set up. So I'll also be critiquing those, and just your overall content strategy, your consistency, again, how you're coming off on camera. And if you have links to funnels or any web pages, I'm going to be reviewing that as well. Okay, so who will go first? I used to draw from a hat, which is why I have this little image right here, but I actually recently, I started to favor people who are here live, because they're here and I think they should get an advantage for actually taking the time to be here live. And I know some people have to go, so I'm going to I know there's some people here who signed up for the reviews. So if you want a review, let me know in the comments and I will do whoever asks first. I see we have Ashley and Emily who commented. I want to just make sure they're both still here. So whoever comments first, I will do you, because as I'm reviewing yours, it's really valuable if you're there in the comments. Okay, cool. Emily said yes. I will do you, Emily. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, then I'll do Emily and then Ashley. So according to my comments, Emily did comment first. So I will do her. And then let me pull up her channel. She has a website. Beautiful. Yeah, this all looks really good. Okay, so Emily, first thing I want to say is that you commented on one of my videos. Here, let me see what you said. You said, what did you say? I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on. You said, I'm nervous for you to look at my stuff because it's certainly not perfect. So I want you to know that we're not striving for perfectionism. We're striving for imperfect action. And I don't want you to be nervous. I want you to be really proud of yourself for saying yes to this and being open to constructive feedback. Think of this like friendly feedback. I'm not going to tell you, Emily, like this stinks. I would never do that. And for people in the comments, that's what I allow in this space. We only allow constructive feedback. If anyone says like, oh, this is terrible, or what were you thinking? Like you're out. Like I don't tolerate that in this group. Okay, just give me 1 second to pull everything up. Okay, share my screen, present. So yeah, everyone feel free to chime in. I'm gonna give Emily feedback and we can all chime in and make this a really nice group effort. So awesome. So first thing I wanna say, Emily, is that I watched this video and I watched a couple others. I forget which ones because some of them I get mixed up. But the point is that you come off very genuine. Like, you know how you can feel people's energies? Like you immediately felt like a friend when I watched this. And so that's good because people feel an emotional connection with you. So for those of you who know, because the whole point of these reviews is so that, yes, we can serve people on YouTube, but we could serve them on another level with our stuff. So Emily here has a website, which I'll critique as well. But you have to realize that what gets people to say yes is really the emotional connection. So 80% of a sale comes from emotional connection, and then people justify it with logic. And so by Emily being very friendly, very personable, very likable, it's like she's 80% of the way there for getting someone to say yes. Now, of course, I'm not saying logic doesn't matter. They need to know what they're actually getting, how it's going to help them. But if people like Emily and they want to work with her, they've already decided that. They're just trying to justify it with the logic, and that gets them in the door. So you need both. And Emily, I just want to really commend you for that, because you can even just tell, like, even for those of you, like, I think us humans have a part of our brain that like really can tell if someone's like friendly, and Emily really has that. Like she smiles a lot, which is great. Even in her content, she smiles. This is great for a lot of you listening. If you're posting content on YouTube, but you're not smiling, you're not being yourself, then it's going to be very repelling. One time, this is a little side note. One time I had a one-time consultation with a gentleman in a niche, and he was teaching people how to live their best life and to be happy. I watched his videos and I told him, I'm like, you're not smiling in any of the videos. And then it really hit him and he started like cracking up, because that's literally what it was. That's why he wasn't getting conversions. He had the perfect website, he had the perfect offers, but it was that one thing. So Emily, you did a really good job with that. And I can really tell just by looking at your banner what you do. So it's yoga, fitness, and wellness. Everyone, these are the content pillars. So these are Emily's content pillars. And it's great that she put it on the banner, because when I see this, I know immediately what you do. One thing I will say is that I'm not going to pull your channel up on mobile, but I have a feeling that this is going to be difficult to read on there on a cell phone. It's very thin and it's kind of small, and the main thing here is your name. What I would actually recommend is I would recommend that we flip this. So I would put yoga, fitness, and wellness in big letters, and then I would put your name right below it. Because I'm not saying your name isn't important, it is, but when people land on a channel, what they want to know is, how can this channel help me survive and thrive? That's literally what people's brains are thinking. They do care about your name, but that's more secondary. They'll care about it if they know that, oh, what you're doing can actually help me. So let's put this more at the forefront, and let's make sure that it's bigger, a bit bolder too. Not saying that this is terrible, but maybe a little bit bolder could be beneficial, just that it's more readable. And something else, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I know, because I'm going to show you another channel after this. Actually, I'm going to hold off on that. I think what we could also benefit from is maybe having a picture of you in the banner of like maybe you doing some type of pose. I've reviewed a bunch of channels in this niche where it's like yoga or fitness, and typically we want an image in here that shows that. So maybe a picture of you doing like some type of yoga pose or some type of workout would be beneficial, because if I was somebody who couldn't read, I wouldn't know what your channel is about. And so we want to communicate what we do with images as well. Let me show you something. I know, let me just skip ahead. I really want to show you something in this moment. I am going to critique Ashley next, but it's so funny because she's in a similar niche. And I want to just give you a really good example, Emily. Notice how Ashley over here, who I'm going to critique next, notice how, like, if I couldn't read, I could tell what she does. I see fitness, I see dancing and happiness. That's literally what she does. I would encourage you to have poses of yourself in the thumbnails. Like, look at this. You could tell exactly what, just from the image and the emoji, you could tell what this video is going to be about. It's about legs and booty. I mean, come on, look at it. She made it very apparent with, the way she put herself and the images. But for you here, notice how, like, here we have 1 mile, and you're even kind of, I'm not an expert with this, but you see how, like, you're doing like poses, you're doing exercises. We want that in the thumbnail, because just looking at you pointing like in a forest, well, this one could be relevant if you're like walking outside at home. But do you see how, oh, this one you did a good job. This one you did a good job with it, but most of these don't have it. It's mostly you. And let's take a snippet of like a pose of like your body and let's put it on the thumbnail. I am someone who uses videos like this, especially during COVID. Oh my gosh, I was really watching videos like this. And the ones that I clicked on had a pose in it. So you used to do it before. What I would recommend, because I'm noticing that you did it in the past. However, we have like a very messy background. I'm not saying your house is messy itself, but there's a lot going on. So let me rephrase that. You don't have a messy house, so there's just a lot going on. I'm going to skip over to Ashley again because she's a really good example. You see how she has a very clean background, solid wall, plants. That's what we want for you, like something a little bit more clean. And I see Ashley. Yeah, Ashley, I hope you don't mind it. You're a really good example. And that's why I like doing this group stuff, because it's like we're growing as a community and we can learn from each other. So yeah, Emily, I think if you have like a space in your house where we can have more of a clean wall, it's going to make a really big difference, especially when people do yoga and they're in their zen. I don't know about all of you, but when I watch yoga videos, like it does change the experience if, the background is clean versus noisy. So let's make those adjustments. And another thing as well is I would cut yourself out. So you see how Ashley here isn't like showing her background. You see how she cut it out, and we have like this colorful background, like this yellow and this purple. That would be good for you. So not showing the background, but cutting it out and having a different one. So yeah, that's what I recommend for you. Your content is really good. It's kind of like giving someone a present. Like, let's say that the present is like really good on the inside, but the wrapping is like, I don't know, like let's say you wrap it in like newspaper, like in a really sloppy way. Someone initially might think, oh, that must not be a good present because they're judging it from the outside. Even though that's not true, but people on YouTube do judge from the outside. It's like how people judge books by their cover. So yeah, Emily, that'll make a big difference for you. And another thing too is cognitively, there's a lot of colors going on, and it's a bit of a lot. So remember how I said when the brain lands on a YouTube channel page that is trying to decide, how can I survive and thrive? Well, what the brain is also doing as well is trying to conserve calories. So what I mean by that is it's trying to use the least amount of energy as possible. And it's been shown that just by having a lot of colors and a lot of stuff going on, that the brain has to use more energy to even read text. Like this half-mile walk at home, the purple dots are merging in visually with the text. And so if someone's brain has to use more energy, then that's literally going to decrease click-through rate. Just that one thing. So what I would recommend is, yeah, Ashley says that your channel looks so fun. It absolutely does. I'm not saying like don't make your channel fun. However, we just want it to be a good user experience as well. And so talking about user experience, another thing too is that people associate colors with the brand. So I'm going to keep going back to Ashley. I associate purple and yellow and orange, and she's very consistent with that. And the thing is like if I watch this video of Ashley's and she posted this a few weeks later or a few months later, I'm going to immediately associate it with her. Versus here, if I watch this video and I really like Emily, I think Emily is great, and this pops up on my feed, my brain doesn't make the instant association. So I don't want you to take this as I'm telling you to not be fun in your content, because that's part of who you are as the person. But we want to accomplish both. So we want this to feel really fun and great for you, but we also want to think of the people on the other side of the keyboard. So we want to think of these subscribers that you have and also make it a good experience for them. And so don't sacrifice fun for that, but just ask yourself, how can I do that in a way that works for both? So that's awesome. I was just looking at the comments. Yeah, feel free to subscribe to each other. I feel like you both could mutually, get ideas and inspiration from each other. We're not here to copy. We're here to get inspiration. And then one other thing I want to mention is that we're a little bit splintered in the niche. And so what I mean by that is if I saw these 4 videos like next to each other and I didn't know you, like I would guess that these are coming from different channels. Now, it's all within the same niche. However, the pillars seem a little bit, I don't know what a better word is other than like splintered. Like they seem a bit like I don't think they associate super well together. So for example, how to meditate with palm stone. Just know that this video might attract a certain audience versus this right here. This is going to attract people who are into at-home workouts versus this is going to attract people who are interested in palm stones. And I'm not saying that this is wrong or you shouldn't do this, but let's think of the audience. They might get confused, and it's probably very unlikely that one person is interested in all of these, especially like how to record a guided meditation with Canva. So again, I'm not saying like I don't ever want to sit here and say, oh, you got to focus on this one thing or you can't talk about this ever. But I just encourage you to think of the user experience and think, okay, who's the main person I'm trying to attract with this channel? And I just want you to think of that going forward. I understand. I understand what it's like to have so many things that you want to do. I get that. And don't let that like limit you. However, the way I think about it is like it's good to experiment, but let's say hypothetically that you posted this video and maybe you look at the data and you say hypothetically, okay, this video didn't do as good as my other videos, and quite frankly, maybe hypothetically you didn't like to make a video on this topic. Well, then okay, let me not focus on that in the future. So it's good to experiment, but make decisions based on the data from the audience. And then also, everyone, I think it's important to like listen to your intuition. I know it's important to listen to your intuition, because if you're just making content because you feel like you need to, like let's say you made this video because you felt like you needed to, because you thought it was going to get views. It's better to make a video because you want to do it. And so you're going against your own intuition by making videos that you might not want to make. So I hope that makes sense. Awesome. See, I like doing this because we have someone in the group. We have Diana who's going to check out your guided meditation. See, that's good. I'm glad to see you have really good content. I'm just encouraging you not to confuse the audience. So let me look at something here. I want to look at your website, because to really come to this answer, Emily, I don't want you to leave this live stream and think, oh, I don't know, like how to niche down. One way to think about it is, okay, like let's look at your services. So let's see, we have a beginner's guide to home walking, your guide to active aging. Okay, live class schedule. What I would really encourage you to do, let me just look here. So we have a number of like different offerings here. And so I don't know if you have like a separate landing page for all of these, but I'd recommend it just because like these things are like so different. Like guide to walking at home. Like if you sent someone to this page right here and they were interested in aging, they would be like, oh wait, am I in the wrong place? So it's good to have like separate individual landing pages for all these. And like, let's say you're going to make a video about your live class schedule, then people don't need to like dig through things that aren't relevant to get there. So one good way to determine which videos should I produce is to look at your offerings, because these are the way that you're helping people, the way that you're offering a helping hand, and think, okay, what would I need to create? What type of video would I need to create to attract people who are interested in something like this? So that's a good way. So try to like reverse engineer it. And I have a really, I have this framework right here. And for example, like if you have a specific offer, right? We have a landing page focused on a specific offer. To get people to that page, you want to create videos that are in alignment with that. So it's good for these things here to be in alignment with each other. I'm not going to run through them all right now, but the main ones I'm focusing on with you, Emily, are these two. If they're in alignment, then it's simply going to drive the traffic. But if you have a video, let's say you have a video about, doing these at home walking workouts, and you drive people to a page that has nothing to do with it, well, then it's not going to lead to the results, because it's like there's like a mismatch. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, that's a good way to determine things. So yes, I think I covered this really well here. Let me look at one thing. Interesting. Your most popular video had that snippet of you full body doing the workout. So that's a really good sign. You're doing really good with these mile walks. I think even this is good to like really stick to, which I see you're mainly doing. But yeah, if we can like combine like these topics with your whole body, I feel like it would do really well. So good job with that. Let's see, shorts. Shorts. Okay, so I see you're not posting many, which I would do some research in your niche, because you're likely trying to attract people who are looking for more in-depth tutorials, kind of like how you have. I find that shorts for workouts don't always do as well, but it depends on the workout. Like I found that some like morning stretches do good, so it's worth doing research. But I've worked with people and they're in niches where shorts aren't as in high of demand. So I don't encourage everyone to make shorts, but if they are, then you might want to consider making some shorts. Oh, cool, you went live. That's fun. Good. I see that you're doing this recently. Everyone, I encourage you to go live. Like even doing a Q&A, or I see here that we have like a chat, walk, stretch, chat. Oh, that's fun. So you're doing an exercise and chatting with them. That's cool. I encourage everyone to do this. Conversion rates are really great in these. So Emily, I didn't watch your live streams, but I just encourage you to have a call to action. Doesn't need to be salesy, kind of like in the beginning of this presentation. I just mentioned that I have an accelerator for additional support. And if people are interested, they can click down below, but it was very like nonchalant, if that makes sense. So you feel free to model mine. Like it's good to have one towards the beginning and also one towards the end. And just think of it like you're offering a helping hand. That's really all it is. So just make sure that you're doing that in these, driving people to what you have on the page. And I'm telling you, everyone, like this gets such good conversions. Like the first time I did a live stream, I had 6 people tuning in, 5 or 6. And one person, at the time I had an offer that was $500 a month and another one that was $100 a month. And then I got 2 people to sign up for those. So it was $600 a month for that month, but it was recurring. They both were a client for several months after. So that's the power in a live stream. Like it's seriously very powerful. It's much higher converting than a regular video because people feel like literally like they feel like they're in the room with you and it's so interactive. So cool technology, no good business stuff. 1 mile walk. Yeah, I just really encourage you to like sit with these and come to these answers for yourself. You know, which one of these feel good to me? Which one of these makes sense for the business and for the audience? Okay, let's see. Community tab. Cool, you're posting in here. Yeah, and like I could just tell, like, just from your aura, you're very genuine, and that's very powerful. Like you're already tapped into it. I have to encourage some people to be themselves, but you already got it going on. So really good for you. I could tell you really want to help people with this, and this is a passion of yours. And I mean, it really shines through, and you're doing great with like engaging with people. Like you have photos of you to give updates. Everyone, what she's doing is good. So it's good to like share photos, you know, like more like casual ones, and share past videos, encouraging people to watch it, giving value. Like look at, there's like a bunch of value here. Polls, so she's engaging with her audience. Yeah, so actually, is this a poll or is this? Yeah, this is a poll. There's polls and quizzes. So yeah, Emily, you're doing good with this. I would encourage you. You started doing it like in the last 2 months, so let's just continue to be in that flow of creating community posts. And then your website, I talked about this a little bit, like having separate pages for all of them if you don't already. Work with me, private one-on-one on Zoom. Oh wow, we got quite a few offerings. So this is a bit overwhelming. There's a lot going on here, and if I was a potential buyer, I would have no idea what to pick. So again, it's good to think of the user experience. Let me get to your question in a second, Ashley, about lives. That's a good question, but it's a different conversation. Let me finish off with Emily here, and then we'll move on. Let me look at one thing, because this is what's really important. Pause that. Get your free walking guide. Good. Learn more on my website. Join my 30-day. Okay, so yeah, you're driving people straight to the website. 30-day 5K train to walk. Oh, that's cool. We've got a video here. I would move this video up. So hold on. I would start here, 30K. Actually, I take that back. I would rearrange this a little bit. So I wouldn't have the computer come first. I would have this come first with the video right underneath it. And you could put this maybe in a different part of the page. This, like, it's good to start. It's better to start with the headline and with the video. Let's see what you got here. So is this okay, this is something that people can buy. Okay, that's cool. So you got a direct link to an offer, which is great. But I just worry about sending people straight to the website for all your videos because, again, if the video is related to something else that's at the bottom, it can be a bit like a lot to sift through. So I could keep going on and on about this, but I've been focusing on your channel for a bit, and I do want to move on to the other people who signed up. But I gave you a lot, Emily, so I hope that was helpful. And yeah, implement this stuff. Let me know how it goes. And I'm really excited for you. You got really good content and you're coming from a good place. So it's only a matter of time before it really pays off for you. My pleasure. So Ashley, I'm going to do you next. But first, I'm going to answer your question. So there's a difference between vertical lives and horizontal lives. So it can be a little bit confusing. Some people get them mixed up, but they're very different. So right now I'm going live horizontally. And this is very different than going live vertically. When I go live horizontally, so it even sounds funny to say, when I go live like this, it's mainly going to show it to my subscriber base. When I go live on Shorts, it's going to put it out to the Shorts feed. And so my personal experience with it, so it depends on your goals. Long forms are really great for people with a higher attention span. So like all of you, like I look at the retention for these live streams and they're pretty great. So a live stream is good to build deeper connection with people and to engage with your subscriber base. Now, short form live streams, they go in the Shorts feed and they reach a wider audience. And so there's a risk here that they're not your right audience. However, whenever I went live on Shorts, I always got more subscribers. So it depends on your goals. If your goal is just to reach as many people as possible, then it's a good route. I've done it a few times. With Shorts, it does show to your current audience as well. So I used to give like these updates, and so my audience would really enjoy that. But it depends on your goals again. When I went live on Shorts, like just be aware that it's going to reach more people, and so some people might not be open-minded to your niche. So Emily, Ashley, you're about physical wellness. You might get people who are trolls who don't believe in like, taking care of your health. And that's the world we live in. There's people who don't agree with our perspectives, and we're taking a entrepreneurial approach to our passions, and not many people are open to that. So what I'm saying is when you go live in Shorts, it reaches people who aren't your target audience, and you're more susceptible to people trolling on you. So just be aware of that. I give you a warning if you try to do it and you see that happen. But overall, I would encourage it. I would encourage all of you to at least experiment, see how it feels, see what the data is, because again, I'm sharing you the results from my channel as well as what I've seen from clients, but it could be different for you too. So I do encourage you to give it a shot. So all these different content posting formats are like cups of tea, like vertical live streams, long form live streams, Shorts, podcast, community tabs, long forms. You got to find your cup of tea. And I never tell people you got to do this, because that's not my job. I'm here to help you determine for yourself what your best cup of tea is. Okay. So that determines what's good for you and also your audience. So we want to find the sweet spot, the overlap. Cool. Let's do Ashley. Let me know if you're still here, Ashley. I think you are. I love your channel, by the way. I was watching it before this, and it actually made me want to start dancing, but I was like, I can't do that right now because I gotta come on this live stream. But no, it's really great. If anyone's looking for like a fun workout, okay, great, you're here. If anyone's looking for a really fun workout guide, Ashley is your girl. You're doing really great. So like one thing I really want to commend you for, which I don't see a lot. Again, I do consume this content on YouTube, and I really don't see people doing it often where you could tell that they're enjoying it. It's like they're kind of like robotically going through a workout routine. They're not smiling, and that makes the biggest difference. Because when I watch you, like you're smiling, you could tell that you're having fun, and you just have this vibe. And when people see it, it's like, oh, they want that too for themselves. And so they watch you and they get more into the groove. They get more into the dances because you're into it. So I love that. If you're still here, Emily, I would stick around for this. I know you said you have to go soon, but I would stick around for this because some of this you can model too for yourself. Smiling, showing that you're having fun. I also like that for some of your videos, like I think it was this one, like you just went straight into the dancing, which is good. But it's great as well that for some of these videos, you actually talk and you get people to hear you hear you speak. And I believe that that builds emotional connection with people. And it feels like people know you, the person. They probably feel like they know you from the dances because you could tell that you're into it. They could feel your energy, but it's good for them to actually like hear your voice and, like the non-side of dancing and working out. So yeah, that's really great. And overall, I think you're doing a really good job. I know one thing you mentioned, you put in your form that you are looking to find ways to get people to your offers. I don't like that word, get people to your offers. You're looking for ways to help more people beyond just the video. And so what you've created here is it looks like you're using Kajabi. Anyway, so you created resources to help people beyond just the video. So let's see what we got here. Get your fun path. Yeah, we have the membership. That's great. Yeah, so the way that we bridge the gap. So I thought I watched 3 of your videos. So I watched at least 2 of your videos, and I didn't hear a call to action. Now I want to talk to all of you about a call to action, because call to action doesn't mean that we have to be really salesy and say, click the link now down below to join the membership. There's only 10 spots left, so do it right now. Like, that could be a little bit sleazy and high pressure, which can work for people, but we want to find a way that's really authentic for you, Ashley. So calls to actions are important because in order for people to say yes to something, in order for people to take the next step, the first part is always for them to become aware. I bet you, Ashley, that the people watching you, a lot of them probably don't even know that you're offering your help on a higher level. This is important because there's a lot of people out there in your niche who are just treating it like a hobby. Sure, maybe they're getting money from the ad platforms, sure, but they're treating it as a hobby in the sense that they're not treating it like a business, but you are. And so how can we find a way to bring awareness to your membership in the videos in a way that's very authentic for you? Again, I don't want to come to this answer for you, but let me bounce some ideas that could possibly work. So in the beginning of this video, you gave like a little intro. You said something like, today I'm going to walk you through X, Y, and Z, which is great, but you can also mention very nonchalantly in your authentic voice that, hey, if you would like my help on a greater level, I have this membership. And you don't have to have a full-on sales pitch in the beginning, but you could just mention it. And then towards the end, you can go more in depth with what that entails. So that's one way you can do it. You can also possibly have some text in here, maybe like halfway through. I would do it like, if you're going to do text that says, learn more about the membership below, or about whatever else you're offering that you want to point them to, you can I would put it about halfway through, about it could be a little bit sooner than halfway, but around here to here, I would have that text on there where they can read it and they know to click. So that's another way to bring awareness. So you don't always have to verbalize a call to action. You can also put it in text. So that's another really good way. Let's see. You could do it in your live streams as well. So again, I didn't watch your live streams, so you might already be doing this. But if you are, I would keep up with that. What else? You could also, let's say you're offering a freebie. So you could, if you don't want to direct people straight to the membership, you can offer a freebie. And when they download the freebie, it triggers an email sequence that brings awareness to the paid stuff. So that's another way that some of my clients prefer to do, because they prefer to give. So give all these free resources, but eventually they become aware of the paid thing through the emails. So again, everyone, I want everyone to, I want this to really sink in for everyone, that in order to turn your viewers into customers, that people need to be aware. And so you want to find a way that's authentic to you, but also lets people know. If you just leave a call to action towards the very end, statistically, not many people are going to be hanging around at the very end. If you look at the retention of any typical YouTube video, the end, there's probably going to be roughly 5 to 15% of people still around. versus in the beginning, in the middle, there's 40% plus. So it makes more sense from a mathematical standpoint to have it towards the beginning so that more people hear about it. But you need to be careful about doing this. If it's too salesy, and if you do a full-on sales pitch in the beginning, you're just going to lose people, period, because it's not going to feel authentic and real. So, all right, drummer, I see you're here. I forget your first name off the top of my head, but I will do yours next after Ashley. Awesome. So, yeah, Ashley, I think you're doing really great with your thumbnails. I really don't have too much to say other than that some of it's a little bit hard to read. Yes, Irving, I remember now, Irving. So some of your text is a little bit hard to read. So for example, in this thumbnail, it's kind of hard to read. Like the yellow here in energy is kind of blending in with the yellow background. Calorie burning, I think that would do much better if it was a solid white text. Same thing with only 15 minutes. Let's aim for more solid text and let's not have this outline. Again, everyone, branding's important so that it looks and feels good to you. But if people are struggling to read it, then we're not thinking about what's best for the audience as well. So yes, especially the burning's hard to read with that fire. Like you see how it kind of blends in a bit. Not everyone has good eyes. So if you have really good eyeballs, like think about people who don't. I'm someone who's like that. I don't have the best eyes. And so like I literally squint. Like I can't see the word fun in here. It's too white and thin. And then also the text below it, the most fun HIIT workout you'll do this week. That's very small. And I have to like squint. And it's probably not needed either. I think this video would do just fine if it just said 15 min dance fun. So less is more often. Left is more. That goes for all of these. Just I would reanalyze the text for a lot of these. But overall, you're doing really good. You're doing really nice. Let's just keep up with the consistency. I see we dropped off a little bit. Like this past month, you're doing really good with like 1 a week, it looks like. But let's just remember to find a good work routine that feels good to you and that doesn't burn you out. Interesting. Okay, so I see we have some other videos from a while ago. But yeah, like look at this video. Like one of your best performing videos was so simple. Only like 4 words of text. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 words of text. Like look at these, like simple text, not a lot going on. Same thing for that one. We don't have any small text or any text with that type of outline. The data really doesn't lie. You see that? Look at that. Like none of these have that font. None of your best videos have this thin font in it. So I would even go back and change your old videos. That goes for everyone. Sometimes I give people advice and they think, oh, this means I got to create new videos with this advice. No, just by taking the time to like tweak your old videos and fix some of these old thumbnails, your old videos can take off. Like if it plateaued, if it's not appearing in search, it can take off if you make these adjustments. It's like books on a shelf. If you change the book cover, you're going to get more book sales. Same thing for this. Cool. Shorts. Shorts. So my advice with shorts has changed. So just make sure that these are attracting your right audience is all I'll really say. I looked at my own shorts and I'm reanalyzing my short strategy because it wasn't attracting my ideal audience. It was attracting a certain demographic that's not in alignment with my clientele, my ideal clientele. And so that's why I'm taking a different approach. But that goes for everyone. Like you don't want to be posting shorts if it's bringing in your wrong audience. So that's the most I'll say about that. So it's good to look at your analytics in your YouTube studio because YouTube gives you some really good data about who's watching your stuff. And if it's not bringing in your right audience, then you could stop posting shorts or you could just come up with a different strategy. So posting about different topics and stuff. So yeah, overall, if it's bringing in views, if it's bringing in traffic, that's the goal. If you have like a freebie in your shorts that you're offering, that's a good approach because you can really grow your email list and get a bunch of downloads. But just again, make sure it's the right audience. If it is, you've hit gold. Okay, let me look at one other thing. Okay, so by the way, everyone, her energy is very contagious. If you watch her videos later, like these are really good workouts. These are good, fun workouts, and it's very contagious. I had to quickly hit this pause button, or else everybody here would want to start dancing. Okay, so what I want to say for you is membership club. I would put this link a little bit higher because now, after my advice, you're probably going to be including calls to actions to click the link below in your authentic voice. And we don't want people to have to dig through all this text to get there. So I would move this probably right here. I would actually remove subscribe because people know like the subscribe button's right there. I would remove that. I think it's just taking up space, and it's putting more space before the link where we really want people to go. What did you ask? I use shorts to link. Okay, perfect. If you're using shorts to link to your long form, that's a really good approach as well. Just again, make sure it's the right audience. So Dance Fit Chicks membership. Okay, cool. Okay, so one thing I'll say about this is we want this video to be towards the top. Well, I don't know what's in this video, but just in general, it's having a video on a landing page towards the top significantly increases conversions. Like every business conference I went to where this got brought up, they were like, oh my gosh, you need to have video. Like that's just that one element is powerful because let's say tomorrow my mom tells me, hey, I'm looking for more fun workouts. And I'm like, oh, you got to check out Ashley. And I send her your website link. My mom's going to look at this and she's going to be like, who's Ashley? Like people need to have a sense of someone before they like take that next step oftentimes. So by having a video, it gets people to know, like, and trust you and just gain a sense for you. So let's add that. I would put it, let's see. I would put this text here, and then I would put the video here. You could have like this, in the thumbnail of the video. Let me know if that makes sense. It's hard to explain visual stuff sometimes. But that can be in the thumbnail. When I say that, like, oops, that's the wrong website. Like, for example, like, this is the thumbnail for my video. You see how there's a picture? So we could have a picture of this on your video. So good. Okay, so this isn't Kajabi. But no, this is good. Oh, I like this toggle. That's cool. I wish Kajabi had that. It's a cool toggle. Cool. No, this looks really great. Yep, you got bonuses in there. You're really solid here. You're really solid. The biggest thing is video, and it sounds so simple because I imagine that this is a really good converting page. It'll especially be with the video. That's the main thing. Yeah, and you did a really nice job. One thing I really want to commend you for, Ashley, is everyone notice how like Ashley doesn't have like walls of text. She's very to the point. A lot of websites that I see just have paragraphs of text, but hers is so simple, good images, good bullet points. There's probably more I could say about it. Like, for example, I think that there's one section. I feel like this should be a little bit higher. I feel like this section could be further towards the top. I would say, let's see, probably before the testimonials. So like right here before the testimonials. That section would go really well. Anyway, the point is that with the video, this page in itself is going to be high converting. Biggest thing for you is the call to action. That is the missing link for you. It's literally a missing link. It's like we've got all of this aligned. We have this aligned. I'm sure you have like a good sales process or an onboarding process so that when people sign up, they feel warm and welcomed. And I'm sure you contribute on your promise. You stand to that. But without this, it's like there's a gap that's not bridged. So that's the biggest thing for you. Other than that, I'm excited for you because I think just that alone is going to be a huge game changer. Oof, I'm excited. I'm so excited. You got to let me know how this goes. Like, I'm very excited for you. So yeah, let's make some content, and let's include a call to action. And I want to just got to figure out how to be authentic with the CTA. Yes. So I want you to, Ashley, what I'll leave you with is I want you to write down different possible ways that you could do a call to action. I listed a bunch earlier. Maybe you could try verbal, you can try written, and you could try different ways of saying it, different placements, and you got to experiment to come to these answers. And what you could also do is watch other people in your niche who have an offering like this and see how they go about it, because that's going to give you some inspiration. I was just talking to one of my clients this morning, and one thing, like, we're just brainstorming ways to make his call to action authentic. And one thing that I proposed, which is a possibility, is just to have like a little sign behind him that says, if you're interested in the video course, check it out below. So there's different stuff you can have. I used to do that on my whiteboard, which looks blurry now, but I used to have like a little call to action that was written here. And that way, when people are watching me, they could see it. And it's like there's a CTA throughout the whole video. And again, everyone, this isn't to be salesy, but it's to bring awareness that we have another helping hand. Otherwise, how are people going to know? So awesome, Ashley. It was my pleasure. I'm so excited for you. So you gotta definitely let me know how everything plays out. Cool. Alrighty, who is next? I think Irving is still here. Let me pull up your channel. We've got some fun niches today. Yoga, dancing. Irving's a drummer. I love days like this when people are in like really like fun niches. So there's always something to learn here. Okay, let me look. Let me pull up your channel. Okay, cool, you're here. Give me 1 second to pull up your channel. I don't think you have a website. If you have a website, put it down below, but I don't think you said that you have one, and I'm not seeing one on your channel. Okay, cool. Oh, you're in LA. I'm in San Diego. Okay, cool. Let me pull you up. Okay, you don't yet. Okay, that's fine. When you do, feel free to sign up for these again, because website is big here. It's a big part of what I critique, but it's okay. I will critique what you have here. Drumming Basics 101. I love how clear and simple this is. Like, there's no question about what you do. If I was a person who couldn't read and I saw this, it's like, in a heartbeat what he does. Drumming basics. It's like, it's so obvious and apparent, which is good. So remember, everyone, that the human brain doesn't want to use a lot of calories to figure out what a person does. If people know from a heartbeat what your channel is about, like, I'm telling you, you're golden. And people really underestimate that. They get so lost in, what video do I create next? And they don't look on the outside of the channel, like the banner and the profile picture and the name of it. And even what's in the description here, they neglect that and they're just focused on content. But when that happens, even if your content reaches people and they click on the channel and they can't figure it out, they're not going to subscribe. They're not going to stick around. They're not going to keep revisiting your house. Okay, I'll do you next, Fritz. You're next on the list. I didn't even see that you were here. Okay, I'll do you right after Irving. Okay. But yeah, really great job with this. I really don't have many critiques. It's so clear. Drumming Basics 101. Let's see what we have here. So I was watching your videos before this. And remember, I don't know if you were here when I said that the reason why not even just people buy something, the reason why people stick around is often because they feel an emotional connection with someone. And so you're posting really good content. I watched some of it, and you're very like straight to the point. You're teaching like this stuff, like like you're teaching like really good skills here. But what really creates a fan is when people have like an emotional connection, and that can really be accomplished when you're in it. So I noticed you had a few videos like this one here and other ones where you were like talking, you were in it. I would encourage you to do more of that, but in a way that's authentic to you and that resonates with the audience. So again, I think we need to experiment a bit more and put yourself more out there, but you don't have to do that for all your videos, but just so that people know the face behind the brand. That's very powerful, because like, think of this like a personal brand. It's more than just drums. Like, people want to connect with the teacher, like they want to connect with the person who's showing them how to play drums. So that could be really effective. And Let's see what else we have here. I think your videos are really straight to the point, and I bet you that they're appearing in search, which is really great. Shorts do really well when they appear in search, because on YouTube, when you search for something, like how to play drums. So long forms appear, but look how shorts appear towards the very top. So shorts really benefit a channel when they're appearing in search and attracting the right audience. So the goal is to appear in search. YouTube will put your videos in the shorts feed, but that's just temporary. And these shorts are continuing to gain traction over time, versus if a short just goes in the shorts feed, it's like it goes viral for a little bit, but then it just completely dies off. We don't want shorts to die off. So I would look at your videos and see if they're accomplishing that. See if they're actually appearing in search. And in your YouTube studio, for each of your videos, you can look underneath analytics and see where the traffic is coming from. You can see if there's a continual growth in the views or if it's plateauing. So again, we're striving for continually appearing in search. And the way that you appear in search is, it's really by doing what you're doing, like just by having very search-based keywords. I'm not an expert with drumming, but I'm sure that people type in how to play flam. I don't even know what flam is, but I'm sure that's something very known in the drumming world. And people type in like drag tap and triple stroke roll. So that's good. So you're doing that. And that's really great. So let me look at something here. Description, drum basics. Okay. Yeah, so you have some keywords here. So know everyone don't get too tripped up on what to put in your YouTube shorts descriptions, because what really matters for a shorts performance is the content of the video. So what YouTube looks at is, okay, do people watch a majority of this short or most of it? You could even have an audience retention of over 100%, which means that people are rewatching it. So YouTube cares about the content, and really the title matters too. Title matters because that's how it appears in search. So don't get too tripped up on the description, because it really doesn't determine the performance. You used to be able to put links in shorts descriptions, but you can't anymore. It was actually, I think, August of last year that they made links in shorts unclickable. So I know you, Irving, you don't have a website, but eventually when you do, just know that the call to action isn't to click the link down below. The call to action is click the link in my bio. So the only place where links are clickable is when you add it to your bio, to your about section. So there'll be a list of links here, and people can even like see it in the bio. So that goes for everyone. That's the call to action with shorts, is click the link in my bio to, maybe you'll have like a free ebook, a free training, or maybe a course that you're selling. And so that's what you want to say in there. So I'm not sure, Irving, what your goals are. And what your goals are would determine the advice that I'm giving you. So if your goal is just to reach a wide audience, to continue to get more subscribers, to keep getting more views, if that's your goal, I'm going to keep encouraging you to do what you're doing and to make mainly shorts. But if your goal is to turn this into a business and to eventually teach drumming to people, I am going to encourage you to create long form videos as well. That way you can appear in search for long forms as well. Online lessons and courses. Okay. So what I highly encourage you is to start making long form videos. Why? Because I find from both personal experience and work with clients and looking at their YouTube studios and their website analytics, it's so clearly evident that the majority of sales comes from long forms and live streams. And it's obvious why that is. Shorts really, it does attract people with lower attention spans, and it typically isn't enough content to help someone determine, should I make a buying decision? Like, I think you were sticking around when I was reviewing Ashley's channel. Like, she has longer videos, and it just gives people more time to connect with her. It's more time to get value from her. it's more time to get to know her like as a brand because she's posting all these long form videos. And so it's kind of like one of my mentors always uses like dating analogies for for like business and YouTube. And like think of it this way. Think of it like dating. It's kind of like these videos are like flirts. And we're trying to, have conversations with people, go on dates with them in order for them to really commit to us. And so it's kind of like we're just flirting here with shorts versus someone like Ashley, where it's longer form videos giving value. It's kind of like she's taking her audience out on dates. So if we're just flirting, we're not going to get as many sales because people don't know, like, and trust us. It's like if you just saw someone and you just flirted with them like every now and then, but you never actually asked them out on a date. You never actually get to like sit with them and get to know them. So that's how I see shorts versus long form. So yeah, let's commit to some long forms. I would do research in your niche. I kind of started it for you. Just type in questions that your audience asks on YouTube and see what comes up. How to play drums. Let's see what we got here. Ignore the ads. Look at this. How to play drums. Beginner drum lesson. Like, we can model this. We can model the title. We can model the thumbnail. We can model the topic itself. Notice how his thumbnail, like, just make observations, everyone. I hope you do this for your own niche. And when you do, make observations. Like, it's, this one has a picture of someone with a drum set. Big, clear, white text, easy to read. Look at that. That's like almost all of them. Like someone playing drums. Okay, that's not a drum right there. This one isn't the best, but he got in early. He posted 14 years ago. This one could be good too, like showing some music notes. This one, look at that. 5 must-know drumming techniques. What's the difference there? I'm sure you know, Irving. I can't even see a difference. But anyway, one's obviously right, one's wrong. So like modeling, like even that, like you can hold the drumstick like that. Not saying you have to copy this exactly, but this can give you an idea of different topics to focus on. Oh, that's cool. He said your video showed up in the short section. There you go. Oh, perfect. Love that for you. See, you're doing it. You're appearing in search. I would analyze. Let's see how many videos you have. Okay, you have 45 videos. I would analyze all of your videos. I know that sounds a little bit tedious, but I would analyze them and see if they're appearing in search. And what you can do is, let's say that you make a long form video about how to play a flam. Again, I don't know what that is, but I'm just going to go along with it. Let's say you make a long form on how to play a flam. What you could do is you can get leverage with this short. So what you could do is you can have the long form link to the short form. This is something what Ashley did with her shorts. She mentioned that, if you look in the comments, she said that, I see you. Hold on one second. I see you in the chat, Money, Stocks, and Trades. I didn't do you yet. I'll do yours after I do someone else said that they want to go next. Fritz. But anyway, the point I was saying is that Ashley was saying that she links shorts to long form, and that's a really good strategy. And so you could do that in your YouTube studio. Let's see. I'm trying to find an example. Okay, so this guy, for example, notice how he linked another video here. So YouTube, when they got rid of links in the shorts descriptions, they added in this feature. So if someone discovers this guy's short and they like the topic, they can click on his long form video. You see how he now has leverage? You see how the short is driving traffic to this? So you can really pump up your watch hours. I'm sure your goal is to get monetized through YouTube, through like ad revenue. That can really help you achieve the watch hours that you need. So yeah, I would encourage you to make long forms. And yeah, I know that you said that you're going to make a website with courses and whatnot. So if you want help with that, feel free to reach out to me, or we could do another audit once you made the site. That way we can analyze that, because that's a huge piece of what I'm analyzing here. We have the content, and we want to, when you have the offer, we want to have the call to action telling people, hey, click the link for this freebie or for this course, and then brings them to a page that leads them to making a sale, And this is different for everyone. Some people have sales calls. Some people just have a buy now button. Some people have an email sequence that leads to this. But anyway, the point is to get them in the door and to contribute by delivering on your promise. And eventually we can focus on scaling. So yeah, when you are done with that, let me know. If you need help, let me know. But I wish, that's really all I have for you, because that's not created yet. But no, I think you're on a really good path. You're doing really awesome. Let's see. When did you start this? I'm just curious when you started this. Description. Oh, okay. So you just started this. No, you're doing really well. Be proud of yourself. You're doing amazing. But now, because what I will say is that most of your audience is a shorts audience. So it's not as valuable as a long form audience. So if you had the same number of subscribers, but it came from long form, that would be much more valuable, because those people are more invested in you. They spent more time with you, kind of like they've been on more dates with you. Thus, if you were to drop a product, then they would more likely say yes. So please don't wait to make long forms until your website is perfect, until the course is perfect. You want to start making long forms now so that you can start building trust and gathering that long form audience. Awesome. Yeah, no, you're doing really great. Okay. All right. You seem like you got everything. So that's all I have for you. That was a fun one. I don't think I've done drums. I don't think I ever analyzed a drums channel. I analyzed piano and guitar and flute, but now I did drums. Awesome. Fun. I should keep a list of all the different niches I've done, because there's some fun ones in there. And I love today because there's a lot of fun ones. Okay, so Fritz, are you still here? If not, I will do Margie. My pleasure. And for all of you listening, the recording is available after this live stream, so you can always come back and rewatch it. If you're struggling to take notes, you can relax a little bit, because you can watch this. Okay, so Fritz, you're still here. Oh, you still see Fritz plays the drum. That's why I like doing these streams, because now, Fritz, you can subscribe to Irving. Earlier, we had Emily and Ashley subscribe to each other. That's what I like about these, is that we can discover each other and support each other, and it's really nice to see. Warms my heart up. Okay, so Fritz, I'll do you, and then Margie, I'm going to do you right after. Fritz, pulling up your channel. Okay. Did you have a website? I don't think you have a website. Okay, so you're kind of like Irving in the sense that you just have a channel and no website, which is okay. I know you said, I'm pretty sure you said, let me double check. You did tell me, I think you said that you're interested in courses and coaching. I think that's what you told me. So I like to work with people who are open to it. And so, okay, no website anymore. Can you tell me, Fritz, are you open to coaching? Because I'm pretty sure you told me, and I can't find it in this moment, I'm pretty sure you told me that you're interested in offering coaching to your audience. Okay, good. Yeah, that's why I approved of your channel, because you've created a YouTube channel here, and we want to brainstorm how can we make this more into a business. And so the question for you here, let me share your channel. It's for everyone. Now, the question for you is, I want you to look at your audience. Don't underlook your audience, anyone ever, because a room of 2,300 people is I don't even know how big a stadium is, but I'm pretty sure a stadium is that big. So that's a lot of people. We have a stadium of people here, Fritz, and they're looking for help for someone like you. They obviously see you as the leader. They see you as an expert. They subscribe to you for a reason. And so I want you to ask yourself, who are these people and what could they benefit from? What do they know you as? What type of value have you given in your videos? I see a lot about Bible study hacks. I'm seeing a lot about Christianity. What's something that these people are in need of? What's a problem that you could help them to solve? So this isn't a question that I need to come to the answer to. This is something I want you to come to the answer to. So there's two ways to look at this. And remember that we want you to offer something that's in alignment with you, with what works out for your lifestyle, and for your dream life, and also what the audience wants and needs. We want to find that overlap. Now, one thing you could do to figure out what the audience wants and needs is you could look at your past comments. Everyone, if you look at your past comments on your own channel, you're going to gain a lot of insight. There's probably people commenting saying, oh, I'm struggling with this, or my goal is this. Take note of that, because that's literally what you could be offering. If they're saying things like, oh, I'm struggling to maintain my Bible study habits, like I'm really bad with just remembering to do it or putting it in my routine, boom, you have a possible answer. Let's say hypothetically that was an answer that you got from your audience. Well, then ask yourself, is that something that I could offer and help with? Could you see yourself maybe getting on a Zoom with someone one-on-one, or in a group setting, or creating some type of membership, maybe some type of app where it reminds people, it holds them accountable? Maybe it allows people to share about what they learn. A focus on Bible principles that you can take action on. Interesting. Okay, so that's something that you focus on. How can we communicate that to the audience in a way where it makes sense to them? Because they need to see, okay, what's the benefit of me, taking action on things in the Bible? Maybe it's, and you got to be really clear here, maybe it's so that they can connect more with their family. Maybe it's so that they can connect more with God and their spirituality. Maybe it's so that they can be healthy. I've worked with people who combine Christianity with health, because, it's like your body, God gave you this body, you need to take care of it. And so, ask yourself, how can we find that sweet spot? Another thing you could do is you can ask your community. You can run a poll in here and say something like, hey, everyone, which of these do you need the most help with? And you could put that as one of your answers, or you could maybe say, which one of these would most interest you in a membership or in a course? And you can put something in there. You could put that as an answer, Bible principles that you could take action on. Because you might come to find that even though that's something that you do, maybe there's something else that people really need. And so, everyone, when we're trying to figure out what we want to offer, remember that it is important to see what's in alignment for us, but if it's not something that people actually need, then we're not truly being in service to the audience. So I hope that makes sense. So this for you, Fritz, is how you can really come to those answers. Using the community tab, seeing past comments, and you can even, let's see what else we have here. I'm telling the truth. Yeah, you have some really interesting topics here. So let me click on something. Okay. I see here you have Buy Me a Coffee, the Armor of God, your ultimate spiritual love for God. I'm just curious, what kind of people these videos are attracting. And I really want you, again, I don't want to come to this answer for you of what to offer, but really try to find that overlap. And when you know what it is, what I encourage you to do is to include a link to a website, or I see some people even do Calendly, but they have a checkout page. So some people have Calendly where you could book a hour slot for a certain amount of money. And so that's something that you could set up. If let's say you're in the process of building a website, it's going to take 2 to 3 months. Well, then you can have the Calendly link as a placeholder for now, or you could even just use it indefinitely. There's no right or wrong here, and people do that. But let's be really clear, regardless if you use Calendly or a website provider, let's be really clear what they're going to get. So what's the benefit? Because remember, it's an exchange. When people invest money in you, you're getting something back. And in order for people to invest their money, they need to know what they're actually getting. And so you mentioned that you work with men from 25 to 35 years old. Is mostly. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Okay, so that helps us. See, it's good to know your audience. So these men, what do they really what would they really need? I'm glad that you said this, because the way that you would serve a 25 to 35-year-old gentleman could be different than how you serve a 70-year-old female, for example. Sometimes, depending on the niche, it could be the same, but it can also be different. So I would encourage you to run some polls. You could do it on YouTube, but if you know of people in your network, in your social group that fit this category, you can ask them. You could tell them like, hey, I have this YouTube channel based on the Bible and Christianity and principles that you could take action on in the Bible. What's something that you would benefit from with that? Like what problems, like what could this really solve for them? I've seen people where they take the approach of like, oh, like they focus on using Christianity and the Bible to heal their health or their work ethic or their relationship with their wives. You see how you could be more niched. You see how we can like, and when I say niched again, I don't want to limit you. You could still talk about multiple things, but when people think of you, like we want them to think of an expert in something. I'll give you an example. There's a gentleman in my accelerator group, and he's faith-based as well in Christianity. And he actually, it's funny, you're actually reminding me of him because he helps men from like 25. I think it's actually like more so 30 to 45. So his range is a little bit different, but he's helping them mainly through health and wellness, like physical health. So he's helping them to work out and to eat healthy, but like there's faith incorporated into it. So it helps them. So he even shares like little like Bible verses, and that helps them to take action on things because it's like motivating for them. Body, mind, soul, and financial support. These are the 4 areas. Yeah, that's great. So I like financial support. Financial support is a big one. So and that's in alignment because even this video, is money really the root of all evil? That's a big phrase, especially in Christian families. I actually grew up in one as well, and that was a big one, is that, money's the root of all evil, and, like all these like beliefs about money. So you could be the person who deconstructs beliefs about money through biblical principles. And you can create, it could be either a group. I could see you like leading a group of people. Not saying you have to, it could be one-on-one, but maybe you can have some type of ongoing support regardless, where people are investing a certain amount every month in your guidance, in your accountability, in your resources. And I would construct an offer. Maybe it's like they get X number of private or group calls per month. Maybe you have an ebook about finances that helps them. Maybe you have, I'm thinking of my client who's in the health niche. He created an app for health and wellness. Maybe there's some type of like, I'm not saying you have to go out and make an app. I'm not trying to like put too much on your plate. That's out of your zone of genius. But maybe you can create some type of resource to like help people keep track of their finances. And maybe you could even like release, I don't know, weekly emails or texts giving them Bible verses and how they can apply it to their finances. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do here. And I think you did a really great job so far at attracting an audience. Let's see how many shorts. So you have both a short and a long form audience. And I think it's good to have a combination of both. As long as the shorts are bringing in the right people. So that's what I like about you, is that we have both here. And once that's created, we can promote it to your audience, both on the long form tab and both on the short form tab. Okay, I thought I saw a comment from you, but it went away. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Cool, you're going live. That's great. So when you go live, everyone, because what YouTube will do is when you go live, there's going to be people watching you, like as you're doing it. But a bunch of people are going to watch the replay. Like when I usually do these live streams, I have about, depending, 5 to 15 people watching live. But afterwards, it gets like 200 views. And so it's good to have a thumbnail. So I'm talking to everyone here, not you, Fritz. Like you notice for him, you see how he has a thumbnail here? This is good because after the live stream is over and YouTube recommends this on the homepage, like people are going to see it almost like a regular video. So it's good to have like a thumbnail on here. This one we didn't really, I think this is more of a goofy one, but it's good to like customize a thumbnail so that we increase people watching the replay. It's also good to tell people that you're going to go live. So post about it in the community tab. Say, hey, everyone, I'm going to go live Friday at 5 o'clock. Tune in live. It's good to tell people. If you have an email list, let them know. But yes, that's a great way. And for you, Fritz, once you have the coaching and the website, I'm telling you, if you promote it on here, it's going to turn out really good, because the people who are watching you are your fans, people who are invested. And even if people are just getting to know you, then they're going to really get to know, like, and trust you in the live streams. And they're going to say yes to what you're offering. I was putting a PDF, a book that I made so people can collect the emails and those who are interested. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, I would prioritize that. I would get that out there so that you can start collecting some emails as well. And I would start sharing it on YouTube. And eventually you can offer the paid thing. You can offer like a program or one-on-one. So you don't have to come to these answers now, but think about it. Ask yourself, what can I really see myself offering? I think finances is the sweet spot. And so let's try to come up with an offer that's in alignment for you. If you need help with that, let me know. If you need help with like the website or even brainstorming more, just let me know so that we can come to these answers and so that we can make progress. Sometimes I give people really good ideas in these live streams and they write it down, but then they don't implement, they don't take action, they don't set deadlines. Deadlines are good so that later doesn't become never and then we don't get the results. So let's see what we got here. So I noticed that we're posting a lot of photos in the community tab, which isn't bad, which it's a good thing, but I would recommend that we mix it up a bit. Let's have more polls like this. You see, you had this one from 3 months ago. Let's have more polls. Let's have more updates through written posts. It doesn't always need to be images. You could continue to do images, but I'm just encouraging you to do more posts that aren't images. Yeah, let's do more of those. Overall, though, I think you're doing really great. You're really good at content. You have close to 1,000 videos, so be proud of yourself for that. And yeah, other than that, I think you're doing really great. One-on-one coaching, kind of where my heart is. Okay, so one-on-one coaching is, hold on, this is kind of blurry. One-on-one coaching is kind of where my heart is, to help guys figure out where they are in life and how they can take you to the next level. Okay, yeah, if that's in alignment, let's do that. Again, I was just brainstorming ideas. I wasn't saying you have to do group, but notice everyone how he analyzed his ideal lifestyle. He was like, group is kind of outside the realm of what I want to do. And so one-on-one is in alignment. And it matches because the people who you want to serve are in that group. This doesn't always work. Sometimes something's going to feel in alignment for you, but not the audience. My best example is a past client who was a men's dating coach. And he wanted to do a membership in a group, but after research and even trying to promote it, men did not want to join a group to talk about their relationships. It was just very evident in the data. I'm not saying all men, but that was just like the market. Most of them just weren't interested in that. So we learned the hard way that, that wasn't in alignment for the audience. And so he had to try something else. He was promoting courses instead. And what else did he have? He had courses and he had one-on-one. That was more fitting. Awesome. Alrighty, Fritz, let me know how everything goes. I know I gave you a lot, but I encourage you to brainstorm some more after this call. You could even email me to let me know your ideas because, again, I don't want to give you these ideas and they just sit. Let's really figure out like what it is. And from there, we can set another deadline of, okay, if you want to offer one-on-one, let's aim to launch that and the PDF by end of August, hypothetically. So when you write it down, when you set the deadlines, it becomes real. Ashley said taking action for sure. Yes, we want to take action. We are action takers. That's what I love about YouTubers and entrepreneurs. They don't sit on their booties. They get stuff done. Alrighty, we have Margie. Margie, are you still here? Okay, Margie, let me pull up your channel. Oh, wow, it's so funny today. Everyone was in alignment with each other. So this is so hilarious. This has never happened before. Because Ashley was in alignment with Emily because they were both about, fitness. in health and wellness, and they were both women. And then we had Irving and Fritz, and neither of them had websites. And Fritz is into drumming. And then now we have Margie, and she's into finances like how Fritz was. Isn't that so funny? I didn't even plan this order. You all just put in the chat when you want it to go. That's literally never happened before. There's an energy with the people here today. Like there's a connection. There's like a line. So I think that's so funny. Margie focuses on money, stocks, and trades. That's crazy. That's so insane. Okay. That is literally like, what are the odds? Present screen. Margie, let me know if you have a website. I don't think that you do. Hold on. Okay, so we got some links here. Good. We got some links here. Cool. I will be critiquing that. I see that you're using ConvertKit, it looks like. Cool. Alrighty, we've got Margie here. Margie talks. Okay, so remember everyone that when people land on a page, on a YouTube page, they're going to gain an instant first impression, and they're trying to figure out what you do. The great thing about Margie is that it's very clear what she does. It's outlined in the name and in the banner. Money, stocks, and trades. It's very clear. So really great job with that, Margie, because a lot of YouTubers don't make that super obvious at the forefront. One thing, however, is that I discourage using like fonts that aren't clear text because it's difficult to read. Like this Margie talks, it looks like someone handwrote it, and like you could read it if you try, but remember that we're trying to not have people's brains use so much energy, and they're actually like this is like a little bit in cursive, like you notice like the G, and I would say it's pretty printed, but it's very thin regardless. And on a mobile phone, that's going to be hard to read. And this could be like, it's clear what you do, but this is more at the forefront. And Margie talks, like, that doesn't tell me like immediately what you do. So what I would actually recommend, and it's funny because I gave Emily this same advice. You could still keep Margie talks, but let's put money, stocks, and trades in big black bold letters here. Money, stocks, and trades. And then let's put your name underneath it. Let's put your name. I don't know if you're hesitant to put your like last name out there, then you don't have to. Maybe you could that's really up to you, but I would have your name below it so that people know your name and they can associate a face with a name. And again, it's up to you if you want to do your last name, but I would at least put your first name there in clearer font. And I would also put your name here. I would put Margie, and up to you if you want to do your last name, but I would have like a vertical like separator. So like on your keyboard, you could put like a vertical line, money, stocks, and trades. Let's have your name in there in the name of the channel, so that, because when people watch you, they're not going to remember you as money, stocks, and trades. They're going to remember you as Margie. So it'll help you appear more in search results. Let's say I discover you, and let's say I watch some of your videos, and let's say a week later, I'm like, man, that girl was really cool. Like, I know her name was Margie, and I look up Margie, even stocks, like nothing's going to come up because there's no like SEO around your name. So let's include that. Let's get people to know you by your name. If you look at any YouTubers in the financial space, in the money space, like let's take Graham Stephan, for example. He's probably like number one. His channel is just his name. That's what he does. And people know him as Graham Stephan. People don't know him as money, stocks, and trading. They know him as Graham. He's Graham. And that's very powerful. It's powerful to have your name be known, because when Graham decided to create a separate podcast, Iced Coffee Hour, talking about things other than finance, then people still knew him as Graham Stephan. And so that helped that channel to get leverage because his name is so well known. So let's put your name out there. And I give this advice to my clients. I'm going to give it to all of you because it's super important. I one time had a client and he was going to put his last name out there, and then we did a Google search. He typed in his first and his last name, and right there in Google was his address where him and his family lived. Now, we need to be careful about this, especially you, Margie. You are a young, beautiful lady, and we can't be naive to think that there's not going to be any creepers out there. So if you want, I would personally, this goes for everyone, it's good to do a little search of your own name just for security reasons, especially if you have a family, just so that you're not putting yourself at personal risk. And what I did with that client, he actually decided that he wanted to come up with like a what is it called when people come up with like a fake name, like a stage name. He came up with a stage name, and we're using that, and he feels much more comfortable and he sleeps better at night. So yeah, Margie, up to you, but I would regardless at least put your first name here. Okay, so in terms of your profile photo, this is a great photo. That was totally the word I was looking for. Pseudonym. Yes. Exactly. That was the word. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't get to it. Okay, back to you, Margie. So what I'd recommend for you is this is a great photo of you. However, the black, this happens to me too. I sometimes film videos in my car, and my hair as well blends in with the black seats. And so it's not as professional of a look for a profile photo, especially if we eventually, Graham isn't the best example. He doesn't have the best profile photo, but you see how it kind of blends in, especially on mobile. Like I'm going to kind of see a floating face amongst black in the background because it's mixing with your hair. So a better approach is, let's find some good examples of profile photos. You see Ryan Panetta right here? This is a good profile photo because he has like a solid background. We could see his face. The camera's at eye level. That's important, everyone. We don't want the camera to be too low or too high because then the angle's gonna look weird. Good lighting. It's good to have this part of your body up. So like this part of your chest up. We don't want just our head in there. That doesn't look super professional. This generally is a good profile photo. For Ashley and Emily, they might want to consider something like that where they're actually doing a pose, but for your niche, Margie, just your face is perfect. So yeah, what you could even do is you could use the same photo, but even using Canva, you could cut out the background and come up with something solid. I would also have a different photo in the banner because it's kind of like we have like a repeat here. Maybe we can have a totally different image of you, like showing like where we could see like your body and your head, and maybe you like looking like nice and professional. That'll land well, and that way it's not like a repeat picture. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So biggest feedback here is I think we can have a more consistent brand look. So we're using some different colors, some different text, some different styles. Like this branding style with those nude colors is very different than these over here. Even Graham has like a consistent style. It's good to mix it up. Like you see how like this is obviously different than this, but generally he's using like the same colors, the same fonts in a lot of these. And so when people see his videos, they immediately know that it's one of his. And also take note of some of his thumbnails. Like he's using like not a lot of words of text. He's always showing his face. It's intriguing. Like it's over how the housing crash will happen. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. Not saying that that's a little bit outside your niche, but I would encourage you overall to have a consistent brand look and to have similar fonts and colors. That way people can immediately identify the video as yours. So yes, overall as well, I watched a couple of your videos. Like let's take this one, for example. I think the camera could be more at eye level. So notice you could tell that the camera is below you and it doesn't seem as professional. You're in a niche where I'm not saying you have to be like professional in the sense that you have to wear like a blazer or a button-up shirt. But when I say professional, I just mean like a little bit more like Like you see him, like his camera's at eye level, like there's a level of professionalism in there and production quality. So that's really beneficial for you. And then another thing too is I watched this video here and the video almost seemed incomplete. So watch this video and you'll see what I mean. Like I don't think like there was something in there that you didn't define. Like it seemed like the video wasn't over. Like I think you mentioned like the stock market and you said, "Well, what is the stock market?" And you never actually answered that question of what the stock market is. So rewatch this and you'll see what I mean. I encourage you to post complete videos where there is a hook. You say what the main idea is. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you stock market basics. And you want to have a body where you're giving value that's complete, that gives the picture, that gives them what they came there for. And then you can have a closing. And eventually in there, you can incorporate your call to action because you do have, by the way, this picture is very blurry. Let's definitely fix that. But you can have a call to action in there that tells people, hey, if you want the free frequent term sheet, click below. I'm not even sure what that is. Grab your free copy. Free frequent terms sheet. Money trade. I'm not sure what this is. Frequent term sheets. What's a term sheet? On select video. It's good that people are crystal clear on what they're gonna get. So what is this term sheet and what will it help people to do and to accomplish? Because even though people aren't spending money on this, they need to know, okay, why should I invest my time into this? And so we want to be really clear on what problem this will solve and for who. I would even consider like not having these images and maybe we can have an image itself. Okay, frequent stock market terms. Okay, see, that's clear. Money's, and then here it says socks and not stocks. It's good to double check, everyone. Money's socks and trades. Yeah, let's put that text in there. So you mentioned that you talked about it in some videos, which is good. We also want to be clear about it on the page. So that if someone like me is coming across it, because I just went to your channel and clicked on the top link. So if people don't have that context, then they're likely not going to click on it. Okay, let's check out this one. Join the waiting list. Same thing. Like, what am I joining the waiting list for? So let's put this more towards the top. Let's put something like join the waiting list for coaching. And you could put some of this language there as well. So glad you're interested in having me as a coach. Currently teach students privately in one-on-one students, of course. Yeah, let's put this text towards the top so that I have context on what I'm joining the waiting list for. Something else that I'd recommend, and this goes for everyone too, if you ever have a page where it's like a waiting list where you're eventually going to launch something, I do recommend that you have a video. I would have a video where you're explaining what's to come, you're explaining the benefits of your coaching and who it's for, and also what makes you the expert so that people know who you are and how you can help them. I do agree the last two videos were ones I debated if I should have even posted. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I get that. And those were the two that I watched. So the biggest thing too is it seemed a little bit like I watched these videos and I didn't feel like I really knew who Margie was. Like I feel like I didn't know you as the person. It seemed a little bit scripted, a little bit planned, and I couldn't feel your personality. So I'm sure you have a vibrant personality, but I just couldn't feel it in those two videos. And so this one, it seems like you got more personality. Like look at like you're smiling, you look more personable. I see emotion in your eyes. And so let's really capture that in all of your videos. Because if these are people's first impressions of you, they're probably not going to come back. Again, this is like the house analogy. You want people to know, like, why should they stay at your house? Why should they keep revisiting? If you give a bad first impression, people aren't going to come back. It's like you lost them. So it's good to have that in all your videos. I could tell you get a fun personality. I mean, look at that picture of you. That's fun. So yeah, you've got it. Let's just really let it shine in your content. Okay, got some shorts. Okay, so I would encourage you to experiment a bit more. I think you were here earlier when I was talking to, who was I talking to? Ashley, and we were talking with someone else about shorts and linking it to long form. But the point is I would encourage you to experiment with shorts, and you can create them based off of topics that your long forms cover, and then you can link the shorts to the long forms so that you are leveraging them and getting more traffic to some of these past videos. Something else I would do is you have about 12 videos, and I would even go back and rebrand some of these. I would change the thumbnail. I would maybe take some different photos for some of these. Most of them are good, but like again, we just want camera at eye level. You see how it's like really low here? So it almost feels like you're talking down to me in that one because I'm like looking up at you. So I would go back and change some of these. Remember, everyone, these are like books on a shelf. You can change the covers of them. And you don't have a bunch of videos yet. So again, just by doing this, we can pick up views on these old videos. Let's see, live. Okay, maybe in the future you can consider going live. We talked about that a few times throughout the stream, but it could be something a little bit down the line for you. I would mainly first focus on revamping these long forms. And then when you feel ready to engage with your audience in a live stream, maybe you could do Q&A, maybe you could talk about the stock market. You could even do financial updates. I just watched one of Graham's videos. This one, you see how this is like an update? This is about Japan in the stock market. So you could even go live and post videos like this, or you could just do long form. I mean, either way, that's a really great topic. So my biggest piece of advice for you is, actually it's two things. One, before you hit record, I'm talking to everyone here too. Before you hit record, before you film a video, do some research on it. Do some research on that topic, see how it's performing. Also, do research on people in your niche and get ideas. We just looked at Graham here, and I just gave Margie the idea of doing updates. You could even, there's still time for you to cover this topic about Japan because it's so fresh. I mean, this happened like 2 days ago. So you can model that. And even in the future, you could be on top of updates like that and be the first one to create a video about it. And then boom, your channel skyrockets. But before your channel skyrockets, again, we want this stuff covered first so that we're giving people a good first impression. If your video takes off and, homepage isn't presentable, then they might not subscribe. They might not come back. Let's see. We got community. Okay, that's cool. So I know you're newer to this, but because you just started posting videos like a month ago, but you're off to a good start. I mean, you're posting updates like with photos. You're doing polls and quizzes. This looks really great. I just encourage you to keep up with this. Yes, so I think I reviewed everything. I reviewed this. I reviewed that. Margie, do you have any last questions for me? Let me know. I'm gonna wait for you to respond. I know I gave you a lot. I know I'm giving everyone a lot, but it's good stuff. This is why replays are always available. And I check in afterwards with all of you to see how you found it. If anyone's looking for a personal update, I'll be checking in with all of you over email. No, I don't know which font or color scheme works best. In terms of fonts and color schemes, I would do some research in your niche. I've seen a lot of people do a range of things. I've seen reds, greens, yellows. I would do some research on it. And again, this is one of those things where you want to research and see what's out there, what's working in the market. But you also want to choose something that feels good to you. So if, let's say, red just doesn't feel good to you, you don't have to do red. I see a lot of blues as well. The real ones or the ones are purple. Yeah, I would do some research with that. I'm not here to tell you, Margie, you got to do green or you got to do blue. No, do research and find the overlap. What does the market want to need and what feels good to you? Because you also need to feel good about your own branding, everyone. You really do. You do need to feel good about your own branding because it's your brand. It's like you're going to be looking at it all the time. You're going to be creating things with that brand look. So it's got to feel really good to you. Cool. So everyone, I want to close with a final presentation, little updates on some stuff. So let me pull this up, present. So I know we covered a lot today, and I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed. I hope you took good notes. I hope you watched the replay. And don't be someone who just takes in this advice and has it in a notebook and it just sits there. Let's write it down. Let's put it in the calendar. Check in with me afterwards so that we can see how you found it. But regardless, we did cover the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more we can talk about, going deeper into your channels and your SEO and just how to feel really good on camera, how to be more you, how to accomplish your dreams. And so I do offer more support in my YouTube Business Accelerator. So this is group and or private coaching. I also have the option for some done-for-you services if you need it. So if you're someone who there's a big learning curve with creating a website, I have a team who can help you with that, and we're happy to do so. And this is for people where they want to stay, for the done-for-you services are for people who want to stay in their zone of genius and not let that trip them up. But regardless, we created this so that it increases the sales of your courses, coaching, and memberships. Also, it refines your strategy and offers with data-driven insights. When I say data, I mean like data from your YouTube studio and your analytics, but also data from you. Like, how does this video feel to you? How does this call to action feel to you? We want to look at both of them so that we can come up with the best strategies moving forward. How many people do you accept in a group at a time? So currently, I don't let the group exceed 15 members per session. So we have around 5 to 10 who show up. We have around 15 members. And so I like to keep it intimate. That is always my goal. If it overflows 15 per session, I'm actually going to have 2 calls a week. Currently, it's 1 call a week, but it's really important to me that everyone feels seen and heard, and they don't feel like a number amongst a group, because you're not. I don't see anyone as a number. I am invested into each person in there. So back to this. Great question, Ashley. I'm glad you asked that. This is designed to help you to double your leads in 30 days with optimized funnels, with good YouTube content that feels good to you. And it's designed to help you boost your YouTube traffic and to grow your influence and revenue. So I am partnered with many big YouTube channels, many of them over 1 million subscribers, many of them almost at 1 million subscribers. And so that's one thing that I've helped with, is driving the right traffic to the right offers and also staying true to you. That's very important to me. That's why I go by Ari the Creator. It's because you are the creator, and this needs to feel good for you. You shouldn't be posting content because you feel like you need to, for the algorithm, or you feel like you need to follow a certain step framework to succeed. No, that's a lot of brainwashing from YouTube gurus. What's important is that you're true to you. And what's important is that you don't let views and subscribers blindside you from seeing the true people, because that happens all the time. People just measure success by views and subscribers. But the true metric, if you're in this for the right reasons, the true metric is how many people are saying yes to the hand I'm offering to help them. Let's see. I'm trying to read the comments as well. Great questions, Ashley. I answered that one. Do you work with fitness coaches like me who want to help more people in a membership? I have, yes. Even if you watch my past channel reviews, I've reviewed a lot of people in your niche. And one of my best testimonials actually comes from someone in the mental health niche, which I know is different, but there's overlap as well. And we created a membership for her, and it generated her in the first month $50K in recurring revenue. I kid you not. I can email you, Ashley. She doesn't want to be announced publicly because truly she's on a mission to help people with their mental health, and she's not here to flex who she is and the numbers, because that's not what she's about. But she said in a private setting I could share more about her and what we've done for her. But yeah, I mean, I've created a membership for her. We created the funnel. We drove the right traffic. She had an email list as well that we leveraged. And that's really helping her out. I mean, she is now spending time with her children because that's her dream life. It's not my job to tell her, you need to be working 40 hours a week, offering one-on-one. It's like, no, like she wanted to spend more time with her kids, and we created a strategy that works for that. I'm here to help you create the life of your dreams. I see you use Kajabi a lot for funnels. Do you have, what does that say? Do you have to have Kajabi to work for you? No. However, I only do done for you services if you're working on Kajabi. So I am a Kajabi expert, and I won't build a funnel for someone if they're using a different platform. It actually depends. If you're using Squarespace or Wix, I'm familiar with those two, and Kajabi. But if you don't, then I'll be doing the guidance with you. So like on Zoom, like Ashley, like you'd have, I don't know what provider you're using, but you would have that up and we would do stuff together. So you'd be sharing your screen and I would be telling you, okay, like, you know, this is where that video goes. This is how we set up this email sequence. And it's like we're doing it like together. I'm doing it with you. I'm not doing it for you outside of the calls in my own time. So there's a big distinction there. Great question, Ashley. Great question. Last thing is that this will help you to create a life and business more aligned with your mission. I think I made that very clear already. So what I'm here to guide you through, I created a process that's in alignment with Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you don't know who that is, he talks about self-actualization, and he talks about how self-actualization is when we're contributing beyond ourselves and making this more than just about us. You know, you came to this planet to help others, and when you reach that point, you're self-actualized. So he has a similar triangle just like this, where the top is self-actualization, but in order to get there, you must build the foundations in your life and work your way up. So I created my framework based on Abraham Maslow, and you need to have the foundations in place. So even if you're somebody who's already an established YouTuber or an entrepreneur, we need to come back to the basics and just review and refine them. Even that client I worked with in the mental health niche, she had an established YouTube audience, the one that had 50K in recurring revenue after the first month, but we still had to come back to the basics. You know, I had to sit with her and be like, we had to get clear on what life do you really want to create for yourself? Who are we really trying to reach on YouTube? You know, we had to be clear on her offers as well. So we had to come back and review and refine. This is never one and done. Never one and done. Second step is creating consistent content that's in alignment with you, that's appearing in search, that will naturally build community. So if you don't have one, it'll start building your community. And if you already have one, it will build upon that. Once you have community and they say yes to our offers, then we generate cash flow. I'm a big advocate for recurring offers because then you don't need to rely on one-time payments. I was actually just talking to a gentleman yesterday, and he was saying that he gets 100 course sales a month on his YouTube. And I was like, I just said like, oh, like, why don't you offer like a membership, something recurring? And he was like, oh yeah, like that makes so much sense. Cause then he doesn't need to sit there in uncertainty every month about how many courses is he going to sell. He's going to be at peace more. And I want that for all of you because like everyone here has bills to pay. And I don't want you to be worried of how much is coming in, especially if you're relying on this for like your main source of income, like I am. Like you want to have certainty, and I'm telling you, it will help you to sleep better at night. It really will. So yeah, that comes with cash flow, having recurring offers, something that's really sustainable, so that this is a legit channel and business for you. And then, of course, when people invest in what you're offering, it's not end of the day, hooray. Now you need to contribute. Now you got to deliver on your promise. And so that's where contribution comes in. And so I also help people with delivering on their promise. If you say you're going to offer a course, I help people construct the course and to give one-on-one guidance. I help with that as well. There's a process to all this. So especially if you already have a channel and a business, what we're going to do is we're going to create, or if you already have them, we're going to refine your offers and your web pages. Even if you have these, we got to refine them. We got to review them. Once we make adjustments, we're going to drive YouTube traffic. And then we're going to analyze the data. Let's say that we create an offer and we drive YouTube traffic, and we look at the data, and let's say that maybe, like we weren't getting the results that we want. Then let's review the offers again. Let's do some more research, and let's continue through the cycle until boom, we got something that's working. We got something that's really optimized. Are the 5 steps? Hold on, I'm trying to read some of the comments here. Yes, the 5 steps are in both the private and the group program. How long is your program? Sorry if I missed it. So I'll get to that in a second, Margie. Well, to answer it in a nutshell, it's 3 months. It's a 3-month program, but we have a guarantee because we're so committed to our clients, and I'm more than confident that we can get people results in 90 days. But if for whatever reason, like we need more time, I will work with you up to 6 months. So up to 180 days if you don't get the results that you want after the first 90 days. And so I think everyone's clear as well, like what I guide people through. I was referencing this earlier, but I really ensure that people are in alignment so that they know what their dream lifestyle is. They know their target audience. They know what they're offering to their audience. They have a content strategy in place with a call to action. That's been key for a lot of people today. Clear, authentic call to action to a page, and that compels them to take the next step, to say yes, and then to you helping these people, of course. So who is this for? This is for YouTubers and entrepreneurs who know in their gut they are meant for great success. I don't know about all of you, but when I first started this, I knew in my gut that I was meant for this. And the people who I've worked with, the people who had that attitude, they did the best because they just know it in their gut. And failure that's not even an option. Like, and they're in this because this is their mission. That's why they came to planet Earth. They are here to fulfill this. So that's who this is for. It's for people ready to ascend to the next level with unshakable conviction. So these are for people who they know that they're at a certain spot, and they know that they could be stepping more into their potential, and they're ready to do that with unshakable conviction, by being unapologetically themselves. They want to do this authentically, not because some guru says, you have to do it this way. It's like, no, they're going to do it because they're going to do it by being authentic to them and what's true to them. This is for people who trust in themselves to take full responsibility, show up, and do the work. I really provide people with everything that they need to succeed. However, I'm not a handholder. So if you don't play your part, that's not on me. It's a two-way street. If I give you everything, but you just sit in your booty and you don't you don't make content and you don't make offers, I can't be you. I'm not a puppet master. I'm not here to do that. I don't hold hands. So this is for people who just take full responsibility for themselves and they don't point fingers. This is for people coming from a place of empowerment and enthusiasm. They're looking for that right leader to guide them in doing this all effectively. They're ready to clean up energy leaks hindering their full power and abilities. They intend on running a YouTube business that thrives on authenticity. They're committed to being a renowned expert and leading voice in their niche. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. So there is a link down below to an application. Now, the way that I operate here, let me stop sharing this. The way that this works is I create custom offers for everyone because everybody's different. The support that Ashley needs is different than what Margie needs. And so the way that it works is when you apply, I create custom plans for people. So if you apply, we're actually going to get on the phone. I'm going to get to know you. I'm going to get to hear you and see you and understand where you're at. And from there, I'm going to create a customized offer for you. And so some people, depending on what you need, maybe just group support and some one-on-one is needed. But maybe someone like anyone here, maybe you want me to create the funnel for you, or I do other things as well. So I create email copy. I have an in-house video editing team. And so that's why I customize things for you. I don't like to put people in buckets like, oh, I just have this one offer, because not everybody fits in a bucket. So I'll customize it for you. We'll put together a plan that makes sense for you and for me, and we'll go from there. I'm here to support all of you and what you need. And I see all of you, and I've been in this for a while, to know that everybody's approach is a little bit different. Again, the way that Margie needs help and guidance is going to look different than Ashley. It's going to look a little bit different than, who else do we have here? Irving. It's going to look different for Emily. Everyone is different and unique, and I see people for where they're at and what they need to get to where they want to be. So awesome, Ashley. You'll be applying. What we'll do is you'll apply, and we're going to get on the phone so that we can have a deeper discussion. I'm really excited to meet you because you're such a fun person. I loved watching your video. That's the first thing I was like, oh, she's fun. So awesome. I'll look out for your application. That link is in the description, everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. That's down below too. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Regardless, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoy this review, and I'll see you for the next one. If you know anyone that would benefit from these reviews, send them my way, because I do these reviews twice a month. So all right, everyone, I'll see all of you again soon. Bye.